Greetings to the whole world. This is Lwandile here, the leader and the instructor of Maniko School. Today we're actually going to be doing exercise 2.10 from student B's perspective. As we all know, this is the textbook we're actually using over here. In case you haven't yet found your own copy, your own PDF, I strongly suggest you do. And because of my situation at the moment, because I'm sort of new to this YouTube whole thing, I am not yet qualified to put some links on my channel. But I promise the moment immediately I do, I would post those links. I'm afraid at the moment, as you guys know, as I just said, that I'm not qualified to put some links. I won't be able to put a link to this PDF. But I did put it on some of the previous videos right at the top of the main method. For instance, you can simply go to a video on exercise 2.9. Exactly, on exercise 2.9, you are going to see a link on top of the main method to this PDF over here. To this PDF I'm actually using, because what I suggest you do is to start by going through these these exercises on your own before jumping on to watching these videos. Otherwise you'll be wasting so much of your time and energy. I don't want you guys to follow me even though you do know deep within that you're actually a copycat, I guess. Okay, so what we are going to do today, we're doing exercise 2.10, and if you haven't watched my previous tutorial or my previous video on this exercise, I strongly suggest you do. That way you are going to see so much of progress. That's the whole point of this tutorial channel over here, because we're doing things in different ways. So now let's read the question through. Write a program that calculates the energy needed to heat water from an initial temperature to a final temperature. Your program should prompt the user to enter the amount of water in kilograms and the initial and final temperature of the water. The formula to compute the energy is that, where M is the weight of water in kilograms, temperatures are in degrees Celsius, and energy Q is measured in joules. So here's a sample run. So now let's get started with the code. Okay, the major mistake that student A did was to have variables that are less descriptive. In fact, they are not descriptive at all. Okay, so now student C is here to solve that problem. I keep repeating this, you guys, simply because I know beginners, this is the main mistake about them. You would see people naming their variables X, Y, so on and so forth, which is way too incorrect if you ask me, or if you ask someone with a little bit of an experience when it comes to programming, regardless of the language you're actually using. Okay, so right now what we want to do is to simply prompt a user to enter the amount of the amount of water. Yeah, that's what we actually need at the moment in kilograms. So we're gonna go enter the amount of water in kilograms. We're gonna do two things in one step. We're first gonna declare our variable, call it water weight, and then we're simply gonna initialize that with our user input. Likewise, for our initial temperature, we're simply going to go system.out.print 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 enter the initial temperature. With that out of the way, we do what we did last time, which is to simply declare and initialize our variable, which is called, by the way, initial temperature. Okay, we will simply declare an initial our variable using the user input. Okay, now again for the final for the final temperature, this is what we gotta do. It's actually more or less the same as what we did on these two previous lines. Okay, it's initial temperature. Why can't I spell temperature? Okay, what else? We do final temperature equals to this whole thing. I'm simply copying and pasting this rather than having to type the whole thing. Okay, now it is time to actually display our to do the computation. NAG needed is actually equals to water weight multiplied by final temperature minus initial temperature. Water weight. What's wrong here? Water weight. Okay, let me do this. It's actually the other way around. Okay, what we can do here is to simply have a constant. Let's just go final. Let's just go final. Call it. We can make it a short if we'd love to. We can make it a short, final short, and then call it what can we call it? You can go whatever formula, constant, and then we give it this number. What is it? It's actually 4184 if I'm not mistaken. 84. And then we multiply the whole thing. Okay, we then need to go see in dot out dot print f again to simplify things and properly format our output. The energy needed is, can go 3 point, let's just go 1F. Of course we need a percentage sign in front, and then we put energy needed right over here. Let's see what we get now. $55.5, 3.5, 10.5. It's actually 55.5, 3.5, 10.5. Boom, it seems like we got what we expected. Now there's something I want you guys to comment on. I want you guys to tell me why did I decide to put the keyword final and float. Okay, final, probably I can tell you why I decided to put the word final. Final is simply because this thing is a constant. This formula constant is a constant. So if there's a difference between a constant and a variable, a constant is actually something that would not change on your program. So that's the main reason why this number here 4184 will always be that, as we are given right over here, is always going to be there. Now what I want you guys to tell me, what I want you guys to comment about is actually what I want you to tell me about is why did I decided to put short? Why not other data types? Why not long? Why not integer? Why not int? Why not long? Why not byte? Why not other data types? So that's pretty much it, you guys. And if you haven't yet subscribed on my channel, I would really love it if you do. And please put a thumbs up or a thumbs down on this thing. You see, I'd really like to hear what you guys think of my work, because of course, like, if it's horrible, I'm gonna have to improve it. But if it's good, then I would know. Like whatever that you think, whatever you think of this exercise, I would really love it if you let me hear your opinion. So that's pretty much it, you guys. See you on when we actually do the next tutorial, which will simply be exercise 2.10 from students' perspective. Cheers, you guys. I'm gone.